All right, all right. What's going on, party people? Just sitting here chilling and Lauren enjoying life. Oh man, I had a little bit of time on my hand and figured I'd hop up here and do a quick um live. I know ain't too many people gonna hop on, but I just figured I'd hop on here real quick. Let me know where y'all coming from. It's been a long time since I've done a live at lunchtime like this at home. At least. Yeah, I'm here in good old Virginia because a lot of people always wondering where I'm at. So I'm up here in Virginia and everything. So, oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay. All right, we got Orlando up in here. Romy Rome. Romy Rome in the house. Without a doubt, make it shout. My man, Romy Rome. Yeah, so what's going on, people? Hey, just drop where you coming from. When you hop in, let us know where you at and stuff. Yeah, that was one of my favorite characters on Martin, Romy Rome. I love that one. Don't mess with Romy Rome. Well, yeah, but yeah, just got to the W2. That's right. It's early morning. I know, man. I know. What's going on, Angela, up there in Baltimore? Yeah, I ain't spoke to you none this week. Oh, yeah, we gotta catch up and stuff. Yeah. Oh man, I'm tired. Y'all know I did that video last night. And I had to get some quick sleep. Wake up this morning at 6. Had health insurance thing. What they call for my life insurance. To get some more life insurance and to renew some stuff on it. And so we had to get up and do the physical and all of that, and couldn't eat nothing. Had to drink a bunch of water, all that kind of stuff, flush your kidneys out. So I was trying to go to bed early, but I didn't. But so I'm hurting right now. But I already did one closing. I got a run later this afternoon. They got pushed to 5 o'clock, so I'm just waiting on the docs, and then from there. And then I got to do a quick house inspection after I do this. I think that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna just try to chill today. But I got some news for y'all. So make sure y'all hit the like button so the thing can go out. I probably should have changed the title to indicate that I had some new news. But I got a little bit of confirmation about what's going on in this notary business. It's confirming those apprentices probably would remember me talking about this about at the end of last year, early this year, about the shift that's going to change with all of these notary trainers and mentors and things of that nature, and how we're going to get a flood of that coming in. And that has taken place, and it has caused, I believe it has caused an issue. And I just talked to somebody yesterday, and they told me why one of the signing companies, and I'm not going to say who, but why one of the signing companies pay so low. And when they told me the reason, I was like, oh shoot. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That makes solid, perfect sense why we're getting these lower pays, these lower fees. And for the most part, it ain't really too much. Well, I know what can be done, and I'll tell y'all, but I don't know if it can be. I know what should be done. Let me put it that way. I know what should be done, but I don't know if it will ever happen. The printers I got behind me are the Brother HLL 6200 and 6400. And I just put extra trays on there because I got tired of always having to add more paper. So 2, 4 letter trays, you know, and then legal is at the bottom. So I got the 6400 and the 62. 64 is the white one. 62 is the black one. And so when those go out, I just buy another top one, stick it on the ones at the bottom, and keep it going. And that's right now the 3 stack is good enough for me. I don't need to add any more to it. And it's worked out well. Again, it prints a little slower because it has to pull the paper from such a, you know, a little bit further distance. But other than that, it works really, really well. So thanks for asking. Boots on the ground, rock. Yeah. So hey, thank you. How you doing? Okay, you remember me mentioning that. Yeah, I talked about that this year, 2023, was going to have an influx of notary trainers and people trying to run signing companies, along with mentors and stuff like that. You know, so that has come to fruition, and it is causing a little bit of an issue. So I'm gonna share with y'all what the issue is, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all are not going to be surprised whatsoever. You're not going to be surprised about it. So make sure y'all hit the like button so the word can get out. We got what, 16, 17 people up in here. We need everybody hitting the like button, and all that good stuff. And then share it out on your social media if you don't have a problem. Okay, so here's what the issue is, and welcome from Florida. All right, good to see you there. Matters to you enterprises. I like that. And then please make sure you hit the like button, fam. Yes, please hit the like button. All right. And I guess I always forget. Got to put my little thingamadeal up there. All right. So here's what has happened. There's one signing company in particular, and I'm sure there's others, that recently shared with somebody that, and this person contacted them and said, hey, why are y'all paying these low fees? $20, $35, $40, whatever. And they just simply said, we don't like to pay that low. And I'm assuming they're saying, you know, like they can pay higher. But I guess their business model now is to pay the lower fee because there are so many notaries in the business. And because there's so many notaries, they feel they can get away with paying lower fees. And that's just business. That is just business, taking advantage of the situation to do the best you can for your client and to save you some money on doing stuff for your client. And I was like, well, if there's so many notaries in the business, how did they get in here? What would make so many people come in this business? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Why are there so many notaries in this business? And the reason why is because when things started slowing down, people decided and probably was told, switch over to doing training or start a signing company. And people hopped over on that. Well, when you do that, and this is an order coming in. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. And the answer is, I bump it. Yeah, answer is yes. Answer is yes. Okay, got it. So that is okay. That is photo. Got check. Hold on. Oh, y'all know me. All right, I gotta go out to Suffolk 8 in the morning. All right, on Friday. I will make it happen. And just got another house inspection. All right, cool. All right, so we gotta get up early. All right, we gotta go way out there. No biggie. Gotta make that money. So here's the deal. So last year there was a big push for starting your own signing company because a lot of notaries was like, they don't want to go out here and do 70 signings a month, or some of them weren't getting orders because, and I hate to say it, but some of them aren't that good at being a notary. They was making errors, this, that, and the other. So they switched over to being a signing company, or some of them switched over to doing teaching because they felt they could make money that way and make a buttload of money. And you can make a lot of money doing that. And here's the thing. We know who the top people in the notary industry are right now. So you got Bill Soroka, Mark Wills, Ronnie from Notary Stars, Vanessa Terry. Only reason why I didn't say Ronnie's last name because I can't remember. I think it's Mickles. I keep forgetting, but Ronnie, Vanessa, Laura Brewer, Kendra, Lewis, I think. Yeah, Kendra down there. And I know I'm forgetting a person or two. I know I'm forgetting somebody. But let's say you got those 6. They have a core following, okay? Any new trainer, any new mentor, you're not pulling people away from them, okay? So those 6, you're not pulling their followers away from them. So what does that mean? You got to get new followers. How do you get new followers? By embellishing, that's the fancy word of saying, pumping up and inflating what the notary business is all about. And when you do that on where? TikTok and Instagram, you get people who are like, I need to make some extra money. I need to do something to say, oh, wow, let me look at this business. And when you got folks sitting up there running around flashing, and I'm sorry, can't show the 1. If you're going to do that, you got to show the 20s and everything. Oh, hold on. And the 50s, you got to show that. So you get on Instagram and you be like, look what I just made in 3 minutes. People get pumped about that. And now these new signing company owners, these new trainers, new mentors, what are they? Now they got them a group of people to come in under them. So now they have their core people. Well, those people are doing what? Flooding the market, going to these signing companies, and some of them have realized that, oh, we'll take these newbies, we'll take these new youngins who don't know a whole lot and don't know anything, and we'll take advantage of them. Now, the vast majority of companies aren't doing that. Okay, I'm just be straight with you. Vast majority are not doing that. Yeah, Mickle. So the vast majority of people are not, companies are not doing that. But there are some that are. And those that are, they're like, well, we got all of this, boom. So how do you fix it? The only way to fix it is, only word I can, well, the word that I think most people will understand nowadays, purge. You're going to have to get rid of some folk. And somebody told me, one of the YouTube channel members mentioned that, well, maybe people are dropping the fees also as a way to purge them out, to push people out who don't want to get low fees. They want higher fees. And I say, you know what? That makes sense. How do we push people out? We drop the fees down. Those who are faithful, those who are going to still stick in with this, they're not going to be moved by the lower fees. They're going to still be here. And then when things come back, okay, cool. But you need to think about it. We have a huge influx of people saying, I want to be a notary. Well, why? Because of what I saw online. And now everybody's trying to come in. They don't have any real experience. They're not getting really trained. And they're just going out here and hopping and doing whatever. So I get the point of notaries talking about, well, you know, let me put it this way. A lot of folk are blaming the notary who come in for taking the lower fees and saying it's your fault that you came in and you took the lower fee. You did this. But here's the question. Would that individual or individuals would have came into the business had another notary not been flaunting how much they're making and making it seem like it's so easy? That's the question. So even if you're one of those, okay, if you're one of those people, if somebody would have told you the truth about how much work you got to do to be in this business, would you have still come in? And that's why I always say the way you market the business determines how somebody comes into the business. And a lot of people keep, tell me they tired of me saying that, but I'm telling you, because the way people marketed the business, and you can pull up TikTok, and I'm telling you, pull up TikTok and you'll see, you search notary in TikTok and you got nothing but maybe 50 to 100 videos right off the bat talking about how much money they made, but none of them are talking about the real deal of this business and what it takes to do this business, whether working direct or signing company. So you leaving out a whole slew of information in order for the person to make an informed decision. They come in and now they done spent all this money and they're like, they feel like they're in it to win it. So they gotta stay, they gotta fake it till they make it, but they really don't know how to make it because the people who they're paying to come to help them or who they listen to, they don't really know. They didn't really have a lot of success. So now it's, what do I do? And then they start spinning their wheels and coming up with all of these schemes and little side things that they think they can do to make money. Oh, I'm a charge this and I'm a charge that. Well, you didn't say I couldn't charge, and I mean you said it, but I ain't said it. I didn't hear that. And then next thing you know, you have a whole bunch of mess. And that's why there's states right now. I even recently found out that Virginia is making some changes that they're trying to make it more difficult for people to become a notary. And then think about it. You have people all over the social media, notaries, whining and complaining about the fact that the state isn't paying them enough. If we already have another sign, and did I get it? Hopefully I did. Come on. That was for 6 p.m. on Friday. Hopefully I get it. Yep, I got it. Cool. See, this is why you got to have your phone with y'all. You got to be quick on the draw. You got to know your schedule, that when orders come in, it's like, boom, okay. It's like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm available. You have to know that you are available at any point in time. As soon as the order came in, it is a home equity HELOC for $95. I'll just let y'all know, for $95, which is darn good, like on SnapDocs. So 6 p.m. Okay, so I got that and I'm good to go. So, and HELOCs are not that hard to do. So that's fine with me. Okay, it's money coming in. All right. So again, you got to be quick on the draw. You have to know what your schedule is when you are out here in these notary streets. You don't want to be playing around and miss stuff. All right. So that's where we're at right now. So people have come into this business. They don't know what they're doing. And I think if people would have been honest and upfront with them, they wouldn't have came in. But people didn't tell them. So now you got all these folk that's in here, and the states are making changes to make it harder. You got folk complaining about feeling like, and there's a lot of people, men and women, who are saying this, they don't feel valued by the state. Well, see, that's that W-2. You're looking for the state to like praise you for taking time out to be a notary. This is a volunteer thing. The state didn't hire you. So you tend to, I guess you're like, well, we want the organization to recognize the volunteers. Okay, you're a notary. We commissioned you. You stayed out of trouble. We commissioned you for another 4 years. What more do you want from us? Why do we need to pat you on the back? Why do we need to, why do we need to do all of that to make you feel good? And that's why I sometimes feel that people are doing this business in order to get some kind of self validation, some type of validation of who they are and their hard work and their accomplishments, because they're not getting it maybe in some other area of their life. Or that just might be them. They're getting it over here. So in other words, everywhere I go, somebody got to, what they call it, hold me up and pump me up and tell me I'm the greatest. And you do become a notary, and you realize the people in your state, they ain't caping for you like that. They're like, I don't care about you. As long as you don't mess up, do your job. Here's a handbook. Here's some training. Go do your job. Stamp correctly, and don't cause us no problem. But I want you to do this for me and pay me better. And I've taken time out to do all this extra. Did we ask you to do that? Well, no. Okay, then. So chill. Go do your job. Remember, you're dealing with the government. The government ain't trying to spend no money. Why you think they're asking us to volunteer? You're sitting here talking about you're taking on a volunteer role and getting mad that they're not allowing you to get paid more in a role that they don't even have to pay you for, which means it's not the government paying you. It's the community that's paying you. So now what you're saying is, government, I want you to make the community pay me more. Because people say it like, oh, the government needs to raise the fees, like the government, your local government, your state government, whoever commissioned you is paying you. No, it's the community that's paying you. So now what you're saying is, I want the community to pay me more for coming out here to them. And if I'm lying, please correct me on that. Correct me on that. When did the state ever say that they was paying you a dime? They didn't. They're trying to make it convenient for the people, but you want to be Mr. or Miss Moneybags as a notary, and you having issues with that because you like, I need to be compensated more. So I said, Griff, I'm not sure if you remember from one of those first lives I was on, but I mentioned the price of admission to this business needs to be greater. That is correct. I do remember you saying that. I think you was probably the first one that on my lives that ever said that. So now, here's the dilemma. Personally, I think the notary fees probably need to stay the same in states that don't have a higher cost to become a notary. If the cost to being a notary, and I think the higher the fee that you're saying you want from the public, the greater the cost to become a notary should be. And I would even say, and I know people ain't gonna like this, but I would even say maybe $200, even 300, and shorten the duration. Here's why. This is a responsibility that we have, and the public is looking for us to do our role correctly. If you raise the notary fee to $25, $40, $50 per stamp or per signature, how many of these slicksters do you think gonna try to slide in here? They're gonna try to come up in here hard. So you gotta make it very difficult, which to me, I'm okay if they say you can only be a notary. I mean, your notary commission is only good for 2 years, and you got to pay $300 to get in it. And ain't talking about 300, it ain't talking about 150 to renew. I'm talking about 300 flat, period. Like the internet, every year you got to. So I mean, I think maybe, or let's do it this way. Yeah, just flat out. Well, you could probably break it down. So people who are doing loan closings and stuff, if you're going to be a notary signing agent, then the criteria is a little different for you, and you have to be probably monitored a little bit more. But like they say, the entry level barrier should be more difficult. Or you could say people who've already been a notary for at least 1 or 2 terms and haven't had any issues, we're gonna give you. You're gonna be grandfathered in, but you new cats, you new cats rolling up in here, you gotta prove yourself. You can't just you gotta prove yourself. Matter of fact, let's do it this way. If you knew, your fees that you can get are here, and if you've been in the game a while, your fees are up here. So as to see if you really about it, as Master P will say. That's what I think it should be. And everything. So it says, so it's not worth going into this profession. It depends on your viewpoint. It depends. If you're looking for the state to take care of you like a W-2, then no, don't come in here. If you're looking to go out here and do the work and build the relationships, because the people who are paying you are the community, are the other businesses. There's no fee that you get from the state for anything that you do. And then the state also says you ain't even got to charge anybody. So you can literally do this thing as a community service for free and not pay anybody, not charge anybody anything. So it all depends on your purpose and how you view the business. What is your reasoning for doing this? Now, if you're trying to make this your full-time job, then you're really going to have to work. You're going to have to build some relationships, get out there and accommodate people. But most importantly, Christopher, you have to be able to do the role of the notary in accordance with the state guidelines. And if you are able to do that, and you have the right personality and you don't mind stretching yourself, then you'll be fine in this business. But there's too many people that want it quick and they want everybody to pay them. And that's where the problem comes in. So many people come in here and they over-educate themselves. And then they say, I want people to pay me because I put in all this time and effort. And the question then becomes, as I've always said, who told you to do all of that? The state just said you need to know this, that, and the other. Is all of that stuff necessary? But even if you deem it necessary, well, guess what? That's the cost of doing business. There are things that companies do that are not required by the state. There's regulations that the state says you do this. And then there's other things that you will do. You see that it's best that I do these things in order for me to have a successful business, whatever that may be. And not everything that you add into your business is something that needs to be charged to the customer. Not everything. You don't always have to charge stuff, because here's the thing. Some things can be a write-off. So as a business owner, you have a write-off. And this is where one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make is that they're looking for any amount of money they spend. They want somebody to pay them back. I spent $10,000. I want you to pay me $15,000. I spent $4,000. I want you to give me back, $5,500. They want to make a profit on every single thing. Just like that's why people have a hard time selling their house. Well, I went and remodeled my bathrooms and I remodeled the kitchen. People will go and spend $30,000 on remodels and then get mad because it only increased the value of the house by $3,000 or $4,000. They want a 1-for-1. And if you're looking for a 1-to-1 correlation of what you put into this business that you should get back from the public, because that's what you're dealing with, the public, you should not come into this business. And the people who are successful, marginally successful, and moving up toward at least being marginally successful, they understand that. They understand that it's not a 1-to-1 correlation. They understand they may have to pay for some security measures. They understand they may have to pay for some extra insurance. They understand that, and they're not trying to pass that cost on. Because guess what? In the real world, well, not that the notary isn't real, but outside of the notary world, businesses do stuff all the time to enhance their service to you, and you get upset if they start raising the prices. You're like, what? Like storage units. They ain't did nothing to the building, and you get in there for $99 a month. 6 months later, yeah, we raising the price to $135. Why? Why are you raising the price to $135? What happened? I'm looking at the building. I don't see any additional security. The building is still dirty and dusty. I gotta sit here and hold the button when I go up the elevator. So why are you raising the price? Well, we raise the price every 6 months. That's just what we do for the cost of doing business. And what the cost is because other people didn't pay their storage bill and it cost them money, so they're passing it on to you. And you don't like that. I don't like that. So now everything that you have in your business, you go out and get stuff that you really don't need, or you just think they're cool. Now you're charging people for it. Let me see what some of these comments said. It said people are starting to look at this like a gig business and it's going to bite them in the butt. Correct. And one of the things that I believe is going to happen, there is going to have to be a cleaning house, purging, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know who's going to do it, but somebody is already, or somebody's or entities are already working on a way to clean house. And that's why I believe some of the signing companies have upped how many signings you need to have in order to be with them. So you think about it. You think about it. Sort of the trifecta here. The signing companies are making it harder for notaries by saying you need 150 or 200 signings. Then you have the state is saying you need to pay more money to become a notary. Then you have the title companies, when you work direct with them, are saying we're gonna pay you less. So you have, and some people are, well, my title company, there's some title companies that are paying less. Trust me, there's some. And direct is anybody who's contacting you directly and not going through the signing companies channels. And there are some companies that contact me directly that use signing companies typically, but they don't, but sometimes they'll contact me directly and those fees are gotten lower. And then you have the signing company has dropped the fee. So a lot of these people are dropping the fees across the board. That's one. Then they're making it harder to become a notary. That's two, or to stay a notary. And then you have the signing companies that are making it hard to even get orders because of the requirement is so high, or they're telling you, well, you can't get no orders until you spend X amount of dollars taking courses. That is crazy. That is crazy. You see what I'm saying? That is crazy. Hey, what's going on now, Dreams? That is really, really crazy. And it's like, wow, how are we going to make it? So you got to make up your mind what you're going to do. And this is where we're at, people. This is truly where we're at right now. And it's decision time. This is decision time. And Friday, oh man, Friday, whew. Friday, I'm going to talk about the know your worth ideology. Just telling you right now, that's what it's going to be about. Might seem boring to some of y'all, but I'm going to tell you now, it's an ideology. And if you understand ideologies, you'll know where I'm going with this, okay? You will know where I'm going with this when you think about the word ideologies and stuff. I'm just checking because it seemed like did the order come in? Nope. All right. So that's where we are at right now. I'm just checking and making sure I ain't missed nothing. That know your worth, it's an ideology. Oh man, nah, we good on the Chick-fil-A now. We good on the Chick-fil-A. We good on the Chick-fil-A. We got that squash. Okay, that's all I can say. We got the Chick-fil-A squash and everything. It's squash. It's squash. Oh yeah. That was one of my best ones. I tell you. I'm telling you, I can be petty sometimes. But I try to do it in fun. I do it in fun. I'm glad you was able to catch a live, lady. Glad you caught a live. But yeah, that's what I even took the video down. I took the video down. So we good, man. We good. You know what I'm talking about. We good. We good. But yeah, that's the thing. Now we have to decide. We see the landscape of this. So now it's about how do we navigate it. So on one hand, we got people that's like, I see the way the things are, and they're trying to figure out how to navigate it. On the other hand, I see the way things are, and they're trying to force people to make it what they want. Ideology. Okay. So it's like, and the thing is, it's a hard fight. So sometimes you have to just sort of go with the flow and just sort of like blend in like a chameleon and just get what you can get, watch what you spend, manage your expectations, and then when things change, bam, you still in the mix. You're still in the mix, but you've seen some things and you still there, and that's what's key. So you have to figure a way how to blend in, how to hang there. And here's what's hard. This is the hardest part. The signing companies and title, you're dealing with so many different personalities, so many different entities out here that got their own view of everything. I got maybe 4 or 5 directs. they all see how a notary should work with them differently. One of my directs straight up like, we do not expect you to talk about the documents. All we expect you to do is do witness signatures, get it done. Then you have another direct client that's like, well, I mean, it'll be nice if you explain the documents. I mean, we know you ain't really supposed to, but it'd be nice if you did. But if you don't, I mean, there's no big deal, you know, but it would be nice. It really would be nice. Have to, but they ended with, but it would be nice. You know, so you got others, and then, you know, you have some that's like, well, if you're not, then we don't really want to work with you. But then they realize that they ain't got nobody else to choose from. So they're like, all right, we'll work with Griff. Okay. So they don't want to work with me because I'm not doing what they want me to do. But then they have to work with me because ain't nobody else out there. And I'm like, all right, cool. So let me see what my man says here. This makes sense, but how do you get signers if they won't hire you until you have a minimum? See, I'm glad you brought that up. It refocused me. So here's how you do it. These companies that are paying these low dollar amounts, maybe every now and then a 50 spot, maybe every now and then two, you know, maybe every now and then 70 or whatever. When you come across those companies, as I've always said, take it, because now you're building up your resume. As people say, your notary rep, you're getting experience, you're learning how the process works, you're figuring out your flow, you're understanding what you should and shouldn't do. Because here's the thing, this is the most important thing that you need to understand about this business. It doesn't matter whether you're getting 20 or 200. Your signature and the way you do the notarial part is the same. The person across from you, today they could be somebody who's you're doing a closing for and you're only getting paid 20. 6 months to a year from now, you could be doing a closing for that person and can be getting 150. Your role and the paperwork is the same. And I know that's frustrating, but it's giving you the experience that you don't have so that you can now tell somebody, I have it, because that's what they want. Because you want me to do it? Okay, well, I'm going to show you that I'm going to go do it. I will go do it. Case in point, when I was in the military, I used to be in engineering, and I went from engineering, which was at the bottom of the ship, who was down there in a dirty hole, keeping the engines running, and I wanted to be an intelligence specialist, okay? Spy guy, okay? That's what I wanted to be, and I actually was able to be one, okay? Top secret clearance, all that kind of stuff. And I'm doing everything that they told me to do, and they said, well, you need to do 50 hours of OJT, 50. And we was out to sea, and I worked 6 on, 6 off, okay? Meaning I would work from 6 in the morning till noon. I'm off from noon, and really it was 5:45 to 11:45, 6 hours. So, but we'll say 6 to noon. So I was working from 6 a.m. to noon. I get off, go back to get some rest, do whatever, and then go back on at 6 at night. Get off at midnight, then get back up and go on at 6 in the morning. And in between the time that I was off, I had to do 50 hours OJT. You can't do 50 hours OJT for what I was trying to do between midnight and 6 in the morning. I could only do that 50 hours between noon and 6. Then they swapped it and was like, okay, you will work from noon till 6, which meant I had to go work and then I couldn't do training at 8 and at 6, 7, 8 at night. Couldn't do it then. So that meant I had to do what? Training in the daytime. So that meant I was up from noon till 6 a.m. I mean, from 12 midnight till 6 in the morning. then go do training, that on-job training, OJT, from 7:30, 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock, go back on watch at noon till 6 p.m. and then go get 4 hours of sleep and do it all over again. This is part of the reason why even till today, it's hard for me to go get 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep, because that time period did something to my internal clock to where I have a hard time just, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep for 8, 10 hours. I can't do it. And that's why, and I have a hard time, like saying, like last night, you saw me doing a video 1 o'clock in the morning, then I get back up at 6. And I actually didn't end up going to bed till about 2. So that meant what? I wound up getting about 4 hours of sleep. Another order coming in for next month. The answer is yes. Come on, give it to me, baby. Give it to me. Come on, give it to me. We'll see. But that's what happened with me. So what I'm saying is that sacrifice that I made paid off big time. It paid off tremendously. So nobody knows what orders you took unless you tell them. Nobody knows you did a $20 or $50 unless you sit here and tell them. And then that's where the know your worth ideology comes in, because when you start getting around people and you start telling them what you're doing to build who you are up in this business, then they start slapping this ideology of know your worth, which cuts down your effort. It diminishes your effort that you see that you need to put in there for your business. Oh, come on, somebody. Tell me I ain't talking about it. I'm telling you right now. And that's that ideology we're going to deal with on Friday. So you have to keep in mind that the business is between you and the people paying you. You may not like it, but you deal with it for a short amount of time for greater success down the road. And that's what people aren't teaching you. Know your worth ideology does not support that. Know your worth ideology has you sitting on the sideline waiting for your ship to come in. And the problem is you got 50, 11 other people, yeah, that was Florida term, 50, 11 other people waiting for their ship to come in, which is the same ship you waiting on. While they sitting over here on the pier waiting for that big ship to come in, I'm over here with the fishing vessel, throwing them nets out and pulling in some stuff. Yeah, it might be a halibut in there, might be some fish that I wouldn't eat, but somebody will buy it. Oh, that's an order that somebody will. I'll do it. Okay, I got it. Oh, I ain't get that order. So, man, I thought I was gonna get that one. And that's right around the corner from me. Oh well, we'll see. But that's the thing. That's the thing. Let me see what some of these comments saying. On paper, it says up front what we should be focused on. A notary public is a person of integrity, appointed by the government to serve the public. If that's too hard, that is correct. And then it says everyone seems mad and is getting to the point. I'm not sure how anyone can get positive feedback or support. I don't know if it can be. I didn't know it could be this cutthroat to be a notary. The reason why it's so cutthroat, when people have expectations or false expectations, that's the correct word, false expectations, then it gets cutthroat. When you have false expectations, then it gets cutthroat. That's the problem. That's what the problem is. And we see it out here on the internet. You start having these expectations of, as a woman, a man's supposed to do this, as a man, a woman's supposed to do that. You think, okay, well, whoever I'm in a relationship with, I should be treated. And you have these false expectations, and then you start comparing yourself to the other people who's supposed to be in the same type of relationship. So here's whatever this relationship you want it to be, however you want it, you are in a relationship with this person. And the other people who are also in a relationship, their stuff is going, hold up, wait a minute. No. Girl, he ain't opening your door. Man, she ain't cooking your food. And then people start this know your worth ideology, even in that, to make you feel less than. That what you have established with this individual isn't good enough. And then you start doubting it. And then you start changing who you are and what you believe fit into their what? Ideology. Come on, somebody. I'm gonna hit this thing on Friday. People gonna get mad at me, but I'm gonna try to put my weight on this bad boy on Friday. So, my lady TXB, that is true. Build yourself behind the scenes. That is correct. We got Marcy, and then we got Christopher again. Can you make money in an attorney state? Yes, you can make money in an attorney state. You have to first find out how they want to work with notaries. That's all I would ask them. How do you want me to work with you? What is your ideal way of working with a notary? Now, it doesn't mean you got to accept their ideal way. It doesn't mean you got to acquiesce to what they want, because if what they want is outside of your state guidelines, then you like, okay. But by you asking, now you know. Because a lot of times they're like, okay, so what do you bring to the table? Well, I bring to the table the ability to have a great notary that can do things in accordance with the state law. So how do you see your work relationship with a notary that is not an employee? Nope. Because if you're an employee, that's different. So I'm not your employee. So how do you see the working relationship between your company and my company? How would you like us to work together to get your issues resolved, the things that you've seen that you deem important for your clients resolved, which is getting their documents notarized in accordance with state law? And I keep saying that with state law because there's even lawyers out there who don't want to follow state law. So you're letting them know, I want to know how you want to work, but at the same time, I'm letting you know how I work. I work by following state law, which means you got to know state law. And they're like, okay, so if they see that you are a state law type notary, they ain't gonna want to rock with you, and you just saved yourself a headache. But there's always going to be somebody, and even if you have to go drive a little bit to get to them, make that sacrifice because it's your business. It's not about who you can impress in these meetups and conferences and in these Facebook groups. It's about you and them, because I keep telling you, and I will say it always, your trainer, your mentor, your coach, the networking, your networking guru person, none of them are paying you to do this business. None of them have anything to offer you that you can do for them where you get paid. It's about you dropping money into them. That's what this is about. So if you focus on meeting the need of the person who can pay you revenue, income to your business, you will find a way, even in an attorney state, to work with them, because they're looking for somebody who can do something that they can't do. And the thing they can't do is notarize those documents, but you can. So now you have to figure out, how do they want to work with you? What do you need? How we're going to work together. When you have a man and a woman where they're working, in other words, they got a long distance relationship, and they say, well, how do we make this work? You find a way. You don't just sit there like, okay, well, it's over. No. How do we make this work? We care for each other. We love each other. Heck, we got kids. So what do we need to do to make this work? And that's what I did when me and my wife, still married, I had to go work out of town. I live in Virginia, had to work up in Maryland. One of the things that I did was I said I would come home every weekend, because I knew there was guys that went up north to work and they never came home. And I said I would come home every weekend. There would have to be a darn good reason for me not to come home. And out of 4 years, there was only one weekend I didn't come home. And the only reason why I didn't come home that weekend was because I was in Tallahassee for work, and I stayed over so I could go see my dad who was in Jacksonville. And you could say there was 2 other times, but those 2 other times, the family came up to see me. So in other words, for 4 years, I physically saw my family every single weekend except one. That was it. And ain't too many people can say that. So that's what I did. So I found a way to make it work. And that's what you have to do with your business. You have to find a way. to make it work. So let's see what my man here said. Alabama just changed their rigor for notaries. The bond increased 50, stamp increased to 10. Notaries have to have a background check yearly. As of September 1st for new notaries. That is good. I like that. I like that. Basically, we're in a marathon, not a sprint. That is correct. Did they institute a class now? Because my sister used to live there and she told me that essentially they just have to go in front of a judge. Okay, cool. It said, yeah, it would never stop you. Yeah, people are making this thing deep. Here's my lady. Take everything you can to build experience and stop telling other notaries what you are doing. That is correct. Apprentice. Yes, the class has been instituted to crack down on notaries not living in Alabama, but still credential and not changing their address upon moving. Okay, that's good. That's good. Tell the truth, Griff. I will. Glad relevant story outside of the current. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, look, there's things that I do in this business I don't tell y'all. There's sacrifices that I make. Here's what I would tell you as a preview for Friday. There's a difference between core values and ideology. And what I've learned is that ideology is very selfish. Core values focuses on other people's needs. Core values / principles focuses on the people who you're serving. Ideology is all about you and about what you believe and what you want for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem comes when you start telling other people that they should have your same ideology. And that ideology really doesn't fit them. That becomes a problem. And people sometimes mask ideology as a core value, and it's not. And I'm gonna show y'all some information that talks about that. But when I heard that thing last week, when they talked about jumping on that woman for that, and then the last statement was, now she knows her worth, I said, that's ideology. That is the problem we have right now, is this ideology that people are devaluing you and you have no proof of it as a whole, because one company decided, I'm gonna pay you less, but then another company says, I'm gonna pay you more. So where's the devaluing at? Well, I just want to be paid high no matter what. I want everybody to pay me the same. That's not life, because you don't love everybody the same. You don't put the same effort in every job you go to. You don't drive on every single road the same. The people who drive 55 on every single road, no matter what, they get tickets when they're on roads that are under 55. People who drive 80 on every single road, they get tickets on roads where the speed limit is below 80. So you can't do the same thing for everywhere. You can't expect the same results everywhere. But yet the same people, you say, well, it's not fair that everybody gets, that people don't get treated the same. That's life. That's life. Tell me you want special treatment. That's life. And if you can somehow get that special treatment, go for it. And thank y'all for hitting the like button. That's a part of life. You have to figure out how to navigate it. Let me close with this, but y'all know I can keep going on and on. And if you got any questions feel free to throw them in there, and I'll be more than happy to answer them before I hop off. When I was getting ready to get out the Navy, and I was praying, and I realized that I need to get out, I was trying to figure out how I was going to do this, how I was going to make it. And the best way I could say it is, got a vision of a chameleon. And what I remembered about a chameleon was the chameleon doesn't change who they are. They blend into their environment to get what they need to get and keep it moving. If the environment is green, okay, they blend in. They see that little bug over there. They get it. Everybody else, what the heck just happened? Well, Fred was dragging. Where's Fred? Fred was right here and he's gone now. And they looking. They don't see it because the chameleon blends in. It just blends in. And it moves real slow. Real slow. Moves just like that. Don't even realize what's going on. And then it realizes that, okay, I done ate everything over here. Oh, there's some brown and orange things over there. It gets over there and blends in over there. Move slow. Next thing you know, and they like, yo, where is Sarah? What happened to Sarah? Chameleons blend in, but they don't change who they are. And the problem is that some of this stuff that we're a part of in this notary industry has changed who we are. You have changed who you are. You haven't blended in. You've changed who you are. And then when you get back home where you belong, they don't recognize you. That's the problem that I'm seeing in this business. You can be around these notary meetups. You can be around these notary conferences. You can be in these Facebook groups and stay who you are. But it's a tough one to do, because when you stay who you are and you realize that this is who I am and this is how I'm going to be, and I am going to take a $45 order because I see the value in it for myself, not for you, but for myself, people going to have a hard time dealing with you. They're going to not like, and you got to be tough to deal with the criticism. And if you're not willing to deal with the criticism, if you want to be liked and appreciated by a bunch of folk you don't know, and if I'm paying money to be in this group, well, daggone it, I'm going to be who I want to be. And if you don't like who I am, then okay, then I won't pay to be in this group no more. But if I'm paying to be a part of something, I'm paying to come to your conference, I'm paying to come to your daggone little get together, why I got to change who I am? I got to pay to be there, and then now I got to get this ideology. Getting around, we're going to make you be who we are. We're going to make you be who we are. Like that daggone scene from Indiana Jones where they pull the guy harder and they end up, ooh. Or that scene from Avatar, they all around the tree. Ooh. Nah, you start swirling around me, I'm gonna swirl some heads. No, we ain't doing that. If you can legitimately show me who I am is not who I need to be in order to get what I need to get out of this business, then I might consider what you're saying. But before I do that, I need to really examine you. Because if you're telling me I need to be like you and I'm not really down with you, nah, we ain't going there. We ain't going there. We ain't going there. We ain't going there. Yeah, they moving in stealth mode. I've been out there in the Facebook groups and meetups. The groups is like arguing with the best friend, no bitter, just fact. Yeah. I can't believe there's still a debate about pay. We independent contractors. Everyone should know their own business model. That is, you know what? That is the key right there. The Dream Squirrel, that is the key. A lot of these people don't even understand what a business model is. They haven't figured it out. You're adopting, again, changing who you are. You're adopting a business model that doesn't fit you. You're changing. You look at pro sports. The teams are, they don't, if the owner has a particular belief system, they don't want players on there who are publicly displaying something opposite of what they believe. Well, I'm a grown man. Okay, yeah, but I'm paying you. And we're always talking about paying ourselves. So you are your own employee, quote unquote, and really not as an LLC, but you're saying so are you the business owner and you the employee operating in the same values? Oh man, that was good. That's a good one there. Are you as the business owner and you as the employee of that business operating in the same values? So you, the business owner, have this value, but you, the employee, because you went to a meetup, you got a different value than the business owner. And yes, you. That's the question. So you got to make sure your business model and values stay the same when you're out there doing the work. And I believe that's part of the problem also. What y'all thoughts about that? What are y'all thoughts about that? Yeah, make a business plan, marketing strategies, do the research. But because so many people are out here saying, pay me, I'm gonna tell you the steps. Trust me, look at how much money I made, look where I'm at, and look at all the people who caping for me, and look at all the affiliate links that I got people using so I can make money. Look at me, ideology. Look, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna just submit to you. And that's all that's happening. That's why you have to be careful. And for ladies, I'm gonna go there. For a lot of you young ladies who talk about within man woman relationship about about the submit thing, you don't be careful with this business stuff. Because that's all they're asking you to do, is they're asking you to submit who you are to them. And you dating or married to somebody that you've been with for a minute, and I ain't submitting to them. So why the heck you submitting? And the same thing for guys. Oh man, make sure look, man, she on her own, man. Look, I just come to I bring home the money. Show no care and no love, but yet you all in love with this here organization, all in love with this here trainer, all in love with, oh, I'm gonna do whatever. And you making all the sacrifices for them, but you ain't doing it for your family. That's what I see is going on out here. That's what I see is going on out here. It said your business model is absolutely correct. I make my money prior to the appointment. It doesn't mean that other business owners should follow pursuit. That is correct. They are messing up their reputation as a business owner and their brand. Correct. I agree. Both parties have to be on the same page and have an understanding. So if you are the business owner, and the employee, you can't be doing two things. A double-minded man is unstable in all their ways. Foundation got to be solid. Okay, Three Little Pigs. Okay, can't be building your house out of straw and everything, and you ain't got nobody house to run to. You build your house out of straw. You think the person with the stick house or the brick house gonna let you in there? Ah, they gonna be like, get out of here. So yep, Teflon, and it's got to stand on your principles. So that's where I think we're at. So in closing, so many people have went over to doing notary training, signing companies, and all of that. They now have to advertise and promote this business to get people coming in. There's nothing wrong with that. That's their choice. That's what they see they need to do. And I think some of the signing companies are doing the marketing because they got so many jacked up notaries that they're trying to flush them out by bringing in good notaries. Because if they can get some good notaries in here, then they feel that they can use them and not use the other people. And then those other people eventually leave. The problem is if there's really no true way of making sure that these people know what they're doing, or it's all about, I want notaries in here who do what I want them to do. Like they're my employee, even though I'm calling them an independent contractor. That becomes a problem because you're now growing or crafting or making a person be the notary that you want for your company because of what you see that you think it should be. But when that notary goes to another company, now they're taking what you have done and told them to be into another company. And that person is like, well, I don't want that. Why you? Well, that's what I was told. And now that person is really stuck to just being your notary, but they can't be a notary for all. What I try to do is help you to be a notary for all by understanding the bare basics of what you need to do so that you can go anywhere you want. In other words, be that chameleon, and you can work for the different signing companies and get in there. And you realize that, okay, well, I really don't want it. I'm not going to explain the document, but I can at least give them, the title. Or, okay, well, I'm in here and I know they normally, my other company wanted me to do this, but this company, they don't want me to. So I need to just shut my mouth and just give them what they want. What is it that you want? Okay, got it. Boom. Okay, yeah, what you want me to give you is not breaking my state law. I can do that. What you want me to give you is breaking my state law. I can't work with you. You know what? I have an appointment. I'm not going to be available for that. And I've had to do that. and to tell companies, no, because I'm not going to try to change the way they operate, and I'm not going to let them change the way I operate. We ain't rocking. You go to Target, the price is too high. You roll to Walmart, all right, cool. You go to dollar store, now that's not too cheap. You know what I'm saying? That's what I can't make you get better products, Dollar Tree. I can't make you come down on your price like Walmart, Target. So I got to choose either step up, which way I'm going to go. That's what we have to do. What we got going on here? Oh, man. You said must be strong. All right. Reasonable ground to prevent getting. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. So I appreciate y'all. Hopped on here to do this little lunchtime live. All right. Ooh, been on for over an hour. My bad. My bad. But that's where we're at, people. We got a whole bunch of people coming in, and companies are realizing that they can use that to their advantage. Signing companies, the title companies, and along with the lenders and the states are changing things to make it more difficult and less attractive. The bottom line is, it is too attractive for some people to just come in here and think they can make all kinds of money. And one last thing that I believe that can help clean out things around here is if y'all just be honest with them about your experience and just tell them straight up. This is how the business really is. This is how the business really is. This is what it's going to take. And I will say, and I know people are not going to like this, if all of a sudden you start seeing all these new people popping up, talking about I can train you, I can mentor you, y'all need to shut them down and say, I ain't spending my money with you. Don't. No. How long? And you need to do diligence on how long you've been in this business. What? Prove to me that you're somebody that, what do you got to teach? I already know that. What? No. Okay, you took that from so-and-so. I mean, that's what you're going to have to do. Because they're just going to pop up and then they get to these other notaries who don't know no better. It's not about the know your worth better. It's about they don't know that they can learn this stuff without spending money with this here alleged fraud who's just trying to train people because they can't do it themselves or they don't want to do it. They too lazy to go out here and work this business. So they like, I'm going to just train people to make money that way. And you got folk out here who are telling folk, go train. If you're not making money as a loan signer, you can't get general notary, you can't get wills and power of attorneys, then go train people. And those of you who are doing that, stop telling people to do that because it's hurting the industry. That's what's hurting us more so than these lower fees. But that is causing the lower fees because we got so many notaries out here that they're like, okay, here's $20. Here you go, notary. And you just made them pay you $6,000 to get in? Yeah, that's what's happening. All right. I see new notary trainers on TikTok. Yeah, and they're using TikTok, and you don't see them coming on here. You don't see them on YouTube. You gotta be strong to be on YouTube. You gotta have your act together. You gotta have your stuff together to be up here on the tube. It's some effort and you gotta have some folks. I mean, literally, I'm looking at myself. I don't see y'all. I'm sitting here for an hour and 9 minutes looking at me. Can you look at yourself for that long and talk and hold a conversation? I mean, I'm literally holding a conversation with myself and then visualizing y'all. That you got to have some really, really, hold on one second. Hold on. I had something I wanted to show y'all. I'll get it later. But that's what I'm telling y'all. I'll be moving stuff around. But I'm telling y'all, it takes some effort to sit up here and look at yourself. What y'all see is what I see. I just see me, my printers, my green lantern, my thing, curtains. That's what I see. I don't see any of y'all. And it takes a lot to be able to do that for this amount of time. You got to be quick in your thoughts. You got to be able to adjust. And it's hard, but you can get on TikTok. And then they get into the training. And I know I'm supposed to end it. Hold on. Sinuses. My trash right there. All right. I'm gonna ask this one last question, y'all. And I need you to put a 1 in the chat when I ask this question. How many of you have gone to training where the bulk of the time, or let's just say 50% or more often than you feel, that young man, woman, older man, whoever the person was, black, white, doesn't matter, that person during the training spent more time embellishing themselves, talking about what they have, going to get, should get, all of that kind of stuff, or talking about the amenities. Put a 1 in the chat if you've gone to training, and we'll say whether you paid for it or not, going to meetups, whether you paid for it or not, and that's all it was about stuff. And it was a little bit about, okay, the business, but what you thought you could get out of the business, it's like, well, no, I ain't got that. Okay, well. But when you left there and you're driving home and you start reflecting on, what did I actually learn that I could implement? I learned what I could go buy. I learned that I could buy a thing from them. But what did I actually learn? Did I learn anything, or did I just hear a bunch of fancy talk? And that's the thing. And too oftentimes they're not. That is what's going on, because they have a little bit of information, but they don't have enough to hold your attention for the whole time. So it ends up being a girl's thing. It ends up being just the fellas kicking it. It ends up just being more social than academic. And that's a problem. It says, I lead my area in notary, but it took 6 years of hustle and grind to break the Google algorithm, over 105 star reviews, no negatives. That's excellent, my man. Oh Lord, that's been me the past year. Thank you for calling it out. And I'm not, and there's people who I know that all I'm saying is, I'm saying this because this is what people are telling me, that they want to learn. They're going to notary meetups, they're going to conferences, and the bulk of the time that they're at the conference is upselling them to something else. So you think about it. I just spent money to get to the conference. I spent money to, for everything else concerning this conference or this meetup. And now I'm being upsold to something that so I came here to buy something else. What did I learn that I can immediately implement? There are women who have husbands or that other special someone in their life that is backing them, because sometimes it could be their parents that's financially backing them, a sister or cousin, whoever you have in your life that's special, whether you married or not. They're looking to see when we're going to see some results. You told us to support you, and I don't see any results. So you go to this conference, you sacrifice to go there, you barely pay your rent and your light bill to get there. But when you come back, there's nothing tangible that you can actually implement, because the majority of the people who go to these conferences are people who are probably 2 years or less in there, or as attendees. The people who speak, been in the business at least 3, 4, 5 years or more. And maybe every now and then you get a hot rod in there who's been in a little less, but the bulk of the people, it's boom. And that's what you see. And it's like, okay, now I got to buy something. But what did I learn? What did I learn that I can actually implement? What did I get answered? Did I get a question answered? Did I even get an opportunity to ask a question? And in most cases, no. And if you hit my Cash App and get with me later, but you here now. You here now. Can you? So I just did all of that and I leave with nothing. That's why if I do go to a conference, I go there as a speaker and I try to share stuff that will give you answers. That's why when I'm speaking, if they allow me to, ask me questions. That's part of the reason why I do the YouTube and all that. That's why I say, ask me questions. What do you got to say? Drop some knowledge on me. Some questions on me so I can do that. That's why I talk to notaries. Talk to me. Give me a call. Oh, okay, this was going on. Then I research and then I share with y'all to educate y'all, to give y'all some answers. I'm not trying to upsell y'all on anything. I don't need to do that. Y'all need knowledge. Y'all need confidence. Y'all need information. And you can't make somebody do that. They have to be willing to do that. If they're willing to impart knowledge to you, knowledge that is beneficial, that's useful, knowledge that doesn't require you to pay more money to implement this shit. Hey, here's some knowledge. Okay, how do I do? Well, it's going to cost you $300 to implement it. Oh, I'm already tapped out. It's because I never really got into conferences. I seen them so fake and would like alternative than just the in it. Yeah, that's some money to pay for that, and I ain't going to that one. It says I'm not spending any more on conferences and such until I see results in revenue. That is correct, because look, when you account for your day from, let's just say, Monday through Friday, what is right now, and I need y'all to be honest with yourself first. Be honest with yourself and then share here in a percentage from Monday through Friday, the available time that you have to run your business. How much time, minus watching my videos probably, but and that's why I sort of slowed down on doing videos, because I try not to, but my videos you can watch anytime. But from Monday through Friday, running your business, how much time are you spending with these other groups to quote unquote learn something? Even if it's in the evening, daytime, evening, morning, whatever, you're spending how much time with these meetups and get-togethers and sitting around and listening to people when you probably could be running your business or putting more effort into the business. That's why recently I backed off of going on Clubhouse and some other things. And that's why for a while I sort of backed off of doing videos, because I'm like, I got to run my business. So is it 30%? Is it 50% of your time? I see notifications all the time. Hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. And it's like, okay, when do I get to run the business? At what point do I get to run the business? How much time do you feel that you spent your first 6 or 7 or year in this business, or even now, not really doing your business because you're sitting here chasing knowledge instead of implementing what you do know? Is it 30% of the time, 40%? And then you have to look at it and say, okay, that amount of time that I'm spending, what could I be really doing to grow my business? Do I really need to sit there when it happens live? Especially if I'm not asking questions. If I'm not asking questions, then why am I sitting? Well, I'm just sitting here just in case somebody says something well, why don't you say what you want to know? Instead of you waiting for someone else to say it, why don't you say it so you can get the answer? Well, I don't want nobody to know that I don't know. So you spent 2 hours in something. an hour and something, you didn't get the question answered, and then you wait till the next day or the next time to sit in there again, hoping somebody will say what you want to know, but you too scared to say it because you don't want nobody to know you don't know. How do you expect to grow from that? It says, I don't really learn about OT, watch my videos. Thank you. Appreciate that. The conference is nothing of who's who of the notary, just rub elbows with people enriching themselves and not you, the business owner. I see things for how it's presented. Yeah. Which goes back into a lot of the conferences and stuff, church conference, network meeting conferences, real estate investing, how to get, rich in real estate conferences. It's wow. And I'm the guy that's going to sit out there with you. I'm going to be there talking to you. I'm going to answer your questions. If you want to pull me in the hallway and talk, okay, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. You want to meet down there in the lobby, when it's all said and done, and pick my brain on some stuff. Let's do it. That's me. I don't drink, so I might hang out with them when they're at the little mixer and stuff, but I'm not going to drink because I want to be in my full, and I might be overworking myself, but my mind is constant because I know some of you, this is the only time you'll probably have to just ask questions and get some answers. Because some environments that you're a part of, you already know that asking questions is taboo. It's about you hearing what they say and never asking questions and not getting answers. And I don't do that here. If I forget to answer something, I tell y'all, let me know, remind me. The tend to lead, and not anyone leave me blind. Yeah, I agree with you, man. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Matter of fact, I forgot to hit the like button. My bad. Boom. So look, y'all go enjoy the rest of your day. And I just appreciate y'all. I really do. I really appreciate y'all. Don't lose hope. We're going to find a way to make it through this. We really, really are. And I'm going to do everything I can. And there's others out here who are doing the best they can to find a way to help us get through this. But if you get a good relationship with a title company, a signing company, work it to the best you can. Stay in guidelines with your state law. Don't let them take advantage of you. Don't try to take advantage of them. And I think everything will be okay. And to my signing company owners and title companies and all that, there are some good notaries out here. Trust them. Don't think that everybody is out to get you. But if you find somebody who's out to get you, deal with them accordingly, but don't assign that to other people who have not shown you that they're trying to get you. Treat everybody equal to the best of your ability, but just realize that not everybody out here is trying to do you harm. And if somebody is, get them. If they're not, don't think there's a boogeyman, as they say in the old days, behind every tree and rock and corner. If that person is starch and they're sticking for the state law, as long as they're not causing you to lose business, let them do. And if you don't want that, then don't use them. It's that simple. Okay. Well, y'all have a good one. I really appreciate y'all. Go make these phone calls and find out where my documents are for my order, for my closing that I got to do at 5 o'clock. All right. Y'all have a good one. Peace.